We're talking about a period of a number of years, according to the indictment, nearly $600,000 in bribes from Azerbaijan-controlled energy company and a bank in Mexico. And yet he said today, still running for re-election. How does that play for him?
Well, he has not been convicted.
Sure.
So he's under indictment now, we have seen this play out before. Robert Menendez from New Jersey, of course, he is now undergoing yet another indictment, which has changed the political calculus there a bit. But he has won re-election previously under indictment. This certainly wouldn't be the first time this has happened on Capitol Hill. He says he's running again and he's going to win, he says. Now, it could be a little bit more difficult because it does tend to be, remember now, he's in a border district in Texas, tends to be a little bit more conservative than, say, areas in Dallas or Houston. So, this does give Republicans an opening. And in an election cycle where literally every seat matters in the 535-seat House, this one now could become more up for grabs for Republicans.
Okay, Megan, I want to ask you about actual business in our capital, and that has everything to do with the FAA right now as we are walking up on an important expiration here as senators work to craft legislation to reauthorize the FAA. We asked Senator Tammy Duckworth of Illinois about the looming deadline. Here's what she said.
I know there's some amendments, but even the amendments are not too egregious. We have some that are, that are going to be highly contested, but I think they'll move along fairly quickly. But this is a really good bill. We worked very hard in a bipartisan, bicameral way, and it is truly needed for the safety of our aviation system.
We've seen this clear an important procedural hurdle in the Senate already. Megan, are they going to get this done?
It looks like they will get it done. Whether or not they get it done before the deadline, though, remains an open question because of all of these amendments. Both amendments related to the FAA and extra amendments on the side. This is the last big train leaving the station for several months, certainly before the election anyway. So there have been efforts to attach things like credit card swipe fees or safe banking, the marijuana banking legislation, to this bill. Speaker Johnson is beating back those efforts, but these negotiations are taking place through the weekend into next week, and it could determine whether or not this actually gets enacted by the deadline, which is next Friday. They might need to do an extension.
Okay, so we know that that's something we're going to be have to be on watch for next week. We also, according to Congresswoman Majorie Taylor Green, need to be on watch for her actually doing it, acting upon the motion to vacate. She says she just wants to see everyone go on record, including Democrats, to step up and table it to save the speaker. This really going to happen?
According to her, it is, yes. She has been pretty adamant about this at her press conference earlier this week. She said she would take it to the floor. She said, she said Johnson has betrayed his party with dealing with Democrats on spending, both domestically and also for Ukraine. So she does seem poised to go forward with it. This lacks some of the drama of the Speaker McCarthy ouster in the fall because Democrats have said they will ride to the rescue. At least enough Democrats will ride to the rescue to prevent his ouster from happening because of the same deal making that has enraged Majorie Taylor Green.